What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division build video. Don't worry, it's not Heartbreaker. Today we're going to look at an all yellow build for a change, and we're going to look at Perfect Spotter in some detail. But before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division videos, or come on over to Twitch and hit that follow button. I could be streaming live right now. And if you need a community Discord, there has never been a better time to join. You'll find the link down below in the description. And with all that said, let's get started. And we've gone full hog with this build. Today we're going to do maths and everything to show the stats, because this build absolutely deserves it. So as you can see, I am running the Coyotes mask with the brand new Closer Uzina Getica chest piece. It's a named chest piece. It actually comes rolled with a blue core attribute, and when I first read this I was devastated. I love Spotter, so to have Perfect Spotter I was like, yes, this is really good. But unfortunately it doesn't come with weapon damage as its core attribute roll. And to reflect that, as you can see, the brand set bonus is also 5% total armor. So instantly I thought, well, actually, what happens if we get one of these and we get critical hit chance and critical hit damage in the minor attributes, so we can roll the core to red? Does losing whatever damage attribute we would have here make this worse than what we already had back in TU14, or does it actually make it better? Do we get 5% extra survivability and extra damage? So I thought, here we go, let's test it out. I grinded this for such a long period of time on targeted loot and didn't get it, and then I was farming something else and actually just got it. So, you know, when you're not looking for something, who knows? So just a bit of a heads up on the build. I will go through it in detail just afterwards, but as you can see, I'm running the Coyotes mask, so all of my testing is going to be at between 15 and 25 meters, because that's the play style that we're going to go for with this build, just so we get the extra 10% critical hit damage and an extra 10% critical hit chance. If you want to look at the stats, you can see, reflecting that, I'm at 50% critical hit chance, 190 critical hit damage, 95% headshot damage, no armor damage, no health damage, but we do have hidden away on the Foxes per 8% damage to target out of cover. Okay, so let's go over the build. So as you can see, I've got a classic M1A, damage to target out of cover with flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. We're running the linked laser pointer from the technician specialization. Just make sure you've got rifle damage spec as well in here. I can show you the mods. We've got crit hit damage, we've got a linked laser pointer of course, and we've got 5 extra rounds. Secondary gun, I'm just using Scorpio. It just makes my life really easy. And then third gun, just a powerful D50 again with flatline, but you can run whatever you want here. As we spoke about previously, I am running the Coyotes mask all red, as you can see, with critical hit damage in the mod slot. And we're going to try our best to be at this 15 to 25 meter range to get this extra 10% crit chance and crit damage, but as well we're going to buff our team a little bit as well. Then we've got the gift as the backpack. Don't worry if you've not got a gift, because it's DZ exclusive, or it comes from named caches as well. You can get yourself a regular Providence backpack and just run Vigilance. There is literally no difference. I don't know if I've got one here. You can see here, Vigilance C, 25% for 4 seconds. On the gift, it's just 25% for 3 seconds. So you just literally get your buff back 1 second earlier if you lose it, so really no big deal. Then we'll take a look at the gloves. You can see completing our 2-piece Providence, 15% and 10%, so 15% headshot, 10% critical hit chance from the brand set bonuses, all red with critical hit damage and critical hit chance in the minor attributes. Foxes, because we're using the M1A, because we get 10% rifle damage, which is nice. Weapon damage, damage to target out of cover, multiplicative damage, really nice. Critical hit damage. In the holster, you can see we're running Grupo because we get 15% critical hit damage. You could actually change things around a little bit here. You could just run 3-piece Providence to get the same amount of critical hit damage. So you've got options here. You can either throw a Grupo in, or you can just run 3-piece Providence, and you'll get exactly the same stats. Weapon damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. What you've got to remember is always build to your critical hit chance first, and then stack in the damage afterwards. So in this scenario, you want to build to 50% critical hit chance, and then stack in your damage if you can't get perfect rolls like I have. And then the piece we've been talking about, the closer named chest piece. We get 5% total armor, 15% weapon damage, which I have rolled on because it comes with a blue core attribute. And then we got 12% critical hit damage, 6% critical hit chance, and the critical hit damage mod in there with perfect spotter, which amplifies everything by 20% as long as they're pulsed. And like I said before, we're running the linked laser pointer. Grenade, whatever you want. I'm running the shield and the reviver hive to get me out of any trouble. But again, that's perfectly up to you. It's perfect choice. Just remember, we're not running any bonus armor attributes in this at all. So if we get hit, we will lose vigilance. So using the shield is very important. Okay, so I'm using the pulse in here. I wouldn't be using the shield regularly, but the pulse is unreliable in the range. So as you can see there, 2822. Which matches up with their stats that I'll throw up on the screen now as well. 2822. The range. See how the linked laser pointer isn't working now, so the damage fell off. Just be aware of that when you're testing in the range. And 940, there we go. So the stats all match up. So now you can see here our total DPS, our total DPM, body hits, and then obviously that's for the health side. And then obviously you can see exactly the same as well over on the armor side. So what if we change something? So if we were to change the chest piece and go with a regular Providence, as you can see here, I've been testing, that would actually give us the 3-piece bonus and would give us 15% more critical hit damage, which obviously at the moment we're getting 5% total armor as well, but we get the spotter boost. Now spotter generally says amplifies weapon and skill damage by 15%. What you'll notice on the closer, it says increases, but it is actually amplifying. So don't worry too much about what this wording says. This wording is wrong. It is actually amplifying damage. So if we were to swap to this Providence chest piece instead, put critical hit damage mod in just the same to match. As you can see, I can flip between the two. Lose 5% on spotter, but gain 15% critical hit damage. What would happen? So I'll throw the stats up now so you can see. Now you can see the total DPS with just spotter is actually a little bit lower. The total DPM as well is a little bit lower. But only on the health side. If you look over on the armor side, you can see your total DPS is actually a little bit more. And then the total DPM again is a little bit more. So what you lose out for in the health side, you gain in the armor side, and vice versa. Which makes this so tricky at this point. You think, what's worth it? And it's going to come down to content that you're running. If you're running a lot of content that's high-end content that has a lot of armor bars, it's probably going to be worth sticking with regular spotter because you're going to do more damage. If you're running heroic or less, then the closer is probably going to tip over the edge. But it's going to be down to you to make the decision on what build you want to run, depending on the content that you are running. Anything that has a lot of health bars, you're going to be absolutely buzzing with. If you're not, then this unicorn just isn't seem to be worth it, unfortunately. Now, one thing you do need to check out is I get the 5% armor. So you can see here on my build, I have 759k armor. If I flip that over to the Providence, 726, it's just not enough bonus to make it actually worth it. This thing is nice, but it's very hard to get, and it's definitely going to be a situational piece. Just to fill in some more gaps while we're here, we might as well throw the numbers up for if we're running perfect glass cannon and a sacrifice. So I'll throw that on the screen now as well. And as you can see, you do around 1 million more damage with the sacrifice. But obviously you are taking the huge amount of 30% incoming damage as well. So you've got to make that choice. To me, I would probably run the Closer or the Providence chest piece. We can then level up the M1A with expertise system, get 20% more damage on that as well. And it just really doesn't feel like taking that incoming damage unless you really, really want to. You're finding some content where you're shooting some bad guys and there's 1% left on the health bar all the time, then maybe flip over to the sacrifice. But as expected, Perfect Glass Cannon again does come out on top. But between the Closer and between a regular Providence piece, that 15% that you are losing on the critical hit damage is very, very close. It's very close. So you could run absolutely either. If you want to be fancy and you want to run the new chest piece, just run it. If you don't, you're probably not going to notice a huge amount of difference. I'm going to put some gameplay in Countdown now at the end, just so you can see the real life numbers rather than the numbers just in the range. And obviously, but you've seen the actual stat numbers as well. I hope this video was useful. I hope it was a break from seeing all the Heartbreaker builds. So do, for that reason, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what else you want me to have a look at down there as well. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Come on over to Twitch and hit follow. And hopefully I'll see you there live as well. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody. Enjoy the gameplay. Goodbye.
Restrict access and secure the nuclear waste.
Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated. 15 minutes lockdown. Communication relay offline.
High levels of radiation detected. Commence operational lockdown procedures.
System returned. System reactivated. System disrupted. System back online.
Secure the area so we can bring in the engineer. Protect the engineer.
starting to think this was it for us.
10 minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility.
The target should be nearby.
An agent has gone offline. An agent has disconnected. High value target detected. High value target neutralized. High-risk target approaching.
Come any closer, and I'll rip your head off.
Area secure.
Agent, you can access the waste area. Do me a favor and take a decontamination shower before you come back to base. Agent, you've reached the waste area. I need you to secure the radioactive material to override the lockdown protocols.
Follow all lockdown safety protocols.
We need to secure that tank and get it back into the sarcophagus. That should be the source of the leak. Now we just need to seal those saved the plant. Move to extraction point. When you're ready, send up a flare so Torres can pick you up.